Hello. Hi, welcome. Welcome to the stream. So I'll just give a few minutes for people to join and for the speaking to start. Hi. Oh, I knew the fly would reappear. I tried to get it out earlier and I couldn't get it out, and then now it's like I couldn't find it. Now it's like coming over to visit. Now that the stream's on, it's like, hello, I'm here. I tried to get you out earlier. Now it's too late. You have to. So anyway, what's the title of this? Humans suffer believing they are a personality structure. That's it. Oh, hang on. Sorry, the postman's here. To okay, I'm back. I had a parcel. I don't know why that's funny. It's just funny. I had a parcel. A parcel. What a funny word as well, parcel. Anyway, non-duality. That's it. Got sweet in my own tooth. Got it. So yeah, non-duality. Oh, non-duality. Non-duality is simply a message of wholeness. It's simply a message of this isn't divided. It's this energetic, could say collapsing or expansion, or just the end of this limitation of you being limited. So it's the end of that, or the end of that. And that's simply what non-duality is. That's the way it's expressed here, or felt to be here. It's just this end of division, this end of the end of you being a limitation, you being limited to a personality structure, you being limited to being a particular type of human. So your conditions, your preferences, your history, your stories, all of that. Like it's the end of, not the end of that, to be clear, but the end of that being who you are, you being limited to that. This complete, I don't want to say not noticing, but this complete unawareness of who you actually are, this complete block or like just like there hasn't been this opening to who you are. You're living as this like limited entity. And so what's being spoken about is just simply this opening back out to what you are, this collapsing of this limitation. So you aren't experiencing being as if you are that limitation. So that is what I would describe non-duality as. Just this wholeness, this revealing of that wholeness that is. Yeah. And so what I feel is happening here, which is only a way of me trying to describe it, but the way I would describe it is, how would I describe it? Like not volatile, but like it feels like this particular personality structure or human is experiencing being quite not volatile, that's not the right word, I don't think, but being quite expressive and quite strong and quite angry and quite vocal and quite it can come across as being quite, and they're good at words, like you might describe it as being quite intense, maybe. I don't know, intense, like so lots of things that I didn't have language for or didn't have the understanding of are now seeming to be expressed. Like I'm becoming quite verbal in my character, quite strong in my character in some way, being quite authentic in my character. It maybe seems quite crazy to some people, like I'm being quite not volatile, I can't think of another word, like quite, intense in my character, but it's just maybe the years of not being so the years of not being able to articulate like who I am, what my needs are, what I want, what I experience, not having the language to articulate that, and so now I have much more access to language and feeling. I still struggle with processing, but I'm now living more according to how I am, rather than society's expectations of me. So that is bringing up lots of feelings of could seem hostile anger and hostility, but it's not meaning to be. It's just me trying to put my perspective in the pot, me trying to speak out about how I experience and how I see things. So yeah, I understand that to people who aren't maybe as open to that, it may be labeled as hostile or angry black woman or whatever you want to label it as, or quite, like causing problems or being awkward or difficult or whatever. But it feels here very, that could be the case, you could label it as that, but to me it feels very natural and very truthful and very understandable and very ultimately healing and very like true, like it's just true, coming out truly. Yeah. So it's not people pleasing as much, it's being more authentic, and being authentic means upsetting people, and it means not conforming so much, and yeah. So yeah. But imagine being like that and believing that's who you are. That's who you are. I think actually, like, if you felt that's who you are, you would probably would suppress and not be authentic and suppress and people please, because you want other people to like you and include you and think you're okay and give you the thumbs up and you're a good person, and you're in our club, you're in our group. So maybe you do that more so, because it feels here like, yeah, it just feels here like there's nothing better than being who you are. Yeah. So yeah. And I feel like maybe this has to be hand in hand with non-duality, because as I say, if you think you are and believe you are that person, you are that human, that personality structure, then you're probably not going to be able to open like that and be as affected or less affected by it, because like, yeah, like happiness isn't found in that. You're not going to find perfection or happiness in relationship, for example. So it doesn't mean about being rude or being like, I don't mean like that, like being purposefully rude or purposefully difficult or whatever. I'm just talking about, because that would be something else. That would be something else. I just mean like being more. I basically mean you not being there, so you being removed. So the natural way of the human is allowed to flow, because there isn't that obstruction, there isn't that manipulator trying to people please or trying to not be this or trying to be that. There's just that flow of whatever is happening, whatever the character or the human or life is presenting or experiencing. And this is what non-duality is ultimately talking about. Life happening, this happening, this movement, whatever it is, whatever form it is, this happening. Without this like personal responsibility or personal manipulation or personal control, just life happening, actions happening, behavior happening, thoughts, feelings, emotions, movements happening. All of it. I mean, you couldn't ask for anything else, but all of it, everything. That's so beautiful. So yeah, I just I just want to express the love of this. Just the love of this. Whatever this is. Just the love of this. All of it. All of it. The personality structure, all of it. There's nothing wrong with any of this. The love of this. And that's it, really. If you have any questions, then you could please do ask or express on the chat or on Skype. Did I address the title? I think I did. Let's just check. Humans suffer believing they are a personality structure. Yeah. Yes. Yes, very much. And it's simply not true. You aren't that personality structure. You can only really embrace it and love it when you know you aren't it. Like, it's funny, like, yeah, like when you're so identified as that, and it's difficult to like step back in a way. You're so identified as that, you are that. It's only when there's that detachment from that, or that revealing of what you are beyond that, can there be that embracing of everything. Like, seeing that you are nothing means that you can love everything, because you are also everything. Nothing is everything, but in some way there needs to be that removal or detachment from that identity, from that person. Is intuition and resonance the same? Intuition and resonance. What's intuition mean? Like, you have a feeling about something, or knowing about something. That's where I interpret intuition. And then resonance. What's resonance mean? Resonance, I have this image and this feeling of resonance, like something is in tune with something else. Like, there's a resonance. There's a resonance. Like it matches up. Resonance. So is there an intuition and a resonance, or is intuition and resonance the same? In that case, no. I feel like intuition, I mean, you could say it's the same thing, like a knowing, like a resonance with something, intuition. But intuition, in my word bank, means more like, yeah, it could be the same. I don't know. Depends what you mean by those words. So it's hard to like distinguish them and then see if they are the same definition. It depends on how you use the word intuition. So who knows? It could be. It could not be. I don't think it matters too much if it is or if it isn't. Like, there's a resonance with this message or intuition around this message. It doesn't really matter. When I hear beyond it, collapse. Sorry. When I hear beyond it, it collapses in a sense. It becomes before or just this. It becomes before or just this. I'm not sure what that means. I can't decipher. Hold on. I feel resonance is finding me listening to this without knowing why. But intuition, it's to do with that other question. Intuition is more something calling me before it's going to happen. Yeah, that I can, that's similar to what I kind of feel, I think. Like resonance. Like, yeah, like I can see why it can sound, it's the same in a way. Because I think about like when I first heard this message, or heard a speaker speak about it, whether it's Eckhart Tolle or Tony Parsons or whoever, like there was this resonance, this like, oh, like this like heart, like, oh, it's like, oh my god, this heart resonance, like I knew it, like, so intuition, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it. I didn't know it like mentally, but it was here. This resonance with it was here. It was like, yeah, like, oh, like it was here resonating, like it was here. So in that way, you could say intuition, but it's not like a knowing, but it's like it's here. Yes, I hear. Yes, I hear beyond as before, not far away. I can't make sense of beyond. Sorry for writing so messy. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah, it's difficult because obviously I use the word beyond, but it's hard to know what word to use. But beyond can be misinterpreted as like time, like beyond, before, or back, or something. Isn't what's meant, but it's hard to find another word to replace that. So I just say beyond, or prior. It's just easier to use those words in our language. Yeah, can't make sense of beyond. Yeah, because in the mind, the mind hears words and tries to interpret them and thinks beyond as in time, before. So I get why it's confusing because the mind's doing that, but this isn't what the mind's do. Isn't what the mind is doing its job of trying to understand something mentally in time. But what's being spoken about is beyond that. Again, beyond. Like it's not in the mental workings out that happened, and it's a part of this. It's could say helpful or understanding things mentally, so understanding beyond mentally, but it's not that. It's not in time of before and prior. So you have to like hear the words, and the mind will do its thing, trying to grasp them, but the resonance there comes in, the resonance of it, which is hard for humans to grasp because we're used to the mind, what the mind understands being the thing. We're heavily attached to the mind workings out, the mind grasping, the mind understanding, the mind knowing. And so in this communication, that's why you watch it over and over and over, because it's like it's not about the mind, it's something else happening beyond that. Something else is happening which isn't bothered about mind and time and meaning, understanding. It's resonating right here beyond the mind's understanding of beyond. So don't worry about the mind not getting it or understanding each particular word you use. It's not necessary. It really is not necessary to understand and break down each word used and compare and judge, and it's not necessary. The mind may or may not do that, and that's fine, but what's being resonated with isn't in that mental functioning. our intellect. So yeah, just ignore the word beyond if it doesn't resonate with you or doesn't make sense, or ignore it. Really ignore it. If there's a resonance and a joy, like, I'd say focus on that as opposed to the mind's workings out. It really is irrelevant in the end. Maybe helpful initially as you're first hearing the message and trying to make sense of it, but at some point it's like yeah, stuck in its own loop, trying to make sense of it and put the pieces in place. And that's natural. That's natural for us to want that. We have security in that, and knowing something and having an idea or a map of it. It does give us some level of comfort and security. But this is about something else being revealed. Something else being revealed that isn't in that. Thank you. Oh, I see. Then also irrelevant fits as beyond. I don't know. If that works for you, then why not? Why not? Yeah. It's not really important. It's nice to hear different speakers as well, like to hear different speakers speak, because then you get to hear like different angles of it and different words and different, it's really useful. It may be hard initially when you're quite new to it, because you need to have that consistent speaker. As you're getting the map in your head, like getting used to the idea and the kind of concepts used to convey it. So maybe you want the same speaker for a while, but after a while you begin to be able to hear it in a different way, or a different speaker, or a different way, or a different, and it opens the mind out of its box of how it is. It opens that out. So you're not attached to a particular way of saying it or hearing it. Because the mind does love that. It loves to have a box and a set thing. So this is like maybe a challenge to hear different speakers and hear different words used as a way of like breaking down that box. Because that box will never be it. That will be a box of ideas and concepts. You could label it non-duality, radical non-duality, Tony Parsons. You could label it as that, as the accurate way, but that's going to get broken, and it should be broken down, because that isn't true. That isn't what's being spoken about. It really isn't. But it seems to be this process of that, of going through this radical part and then hearing different speakers and then being able to open and expand beyond ideas, beyond right and wrong, beyond this the non-dual script of how you're supposed to say and say things and think and behave and do, and it becomes another box, another religion. So yeah, this really is radical. It really is radical non-duality. Like, it's like breaking out of that. Like the authority on this isn't Tony Parsons, or isn't, I don't know, some other old teacher. I don't know who else is there. Bhagwan, somebody else. I don't know all the different names. Isn't, Nisargadatta Maharaj? Isn't whoever, like, that isn't the authority on this. The authority on this is this. It's this. It's not a book of teachings. It's not like a religion like that. This is the authority. What is happening is the authority right now. This is the authority. This hand moving, these words being spoken, this background. This is the authority on this. 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 Yeah, it's so radical. It's so beautiful. So beautiful, and it's so free. It can't be contained in ideas and beliefs. Yes, waking up is a very interesting, wonderful thing. But it is about totally losing control. Totally losing control. So maybe not so pleasant at times. this, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so thank you for joining and listening and letting me bark on. But I want a dog. I want a curly dog. Oh, they're so cute. These curly haired dogs. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're so beautiful. I want a dog for me and for Joshua and Kamala as well. I want a dog, but I'm being very good not being impulsive because I know a dog's for life. You have to really commit to it for life. I'm very impulsive. I'll just go out and buy something, and I'm trying not to do that. So I don't want to then regret it and have to so I'd rather just really take my time and research it and just take more time, and then I don't know, just take lots of time before I decide to do that. Consider the whole poo picking up thing, which is like every day, what, twice a day? I don't know. It's a lot. The walks every day, it's a lot. You have to really consider it. It's not just some like toy, it's a real like another child basically in the household. For me as the parent, I have to have that's 3 kids I have to do certain things for. That's a lot. So weighing up the pros of that, the joy of that, and then the actual work of that. So I've been very mature. I've been very like, okay, don't just go off and come on, Kelly, don't go off and buy, or try and. I do see that I'm probably gonna get bored with it after a while. Bored of the actual job, the poo picking and the walking, the having to do it. So yeah, it could be a year or two before I actually do that. I had to let someone else take over ours because having 3 kids, the dog didn't get enough time. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I don't want. So maybe when the kids are older, it'll be easier, but I'm not sure. I don't want to be another parent. I've had enough with just 2. So, but they're so cute. The curly ones, they're lovely. But yeah, I'm being very sensible about it. So yes, maybe in a year or 2, we'll see. Yeah. Anyway, have a lovely day. Lots of love. Bye.